Before the video starts, check out the official Discord with the links in the description down below or on the screen right here for mobile users. We are a fast growing community, and if you want to join and speak to new people about the anime that we all love, or speak to me personally and get custom perks, check out the Major Dragon Discord and join our growing community within the Dragon Force. Now let's get on with the video. The story last ended with Vegeta and Nappa being defeated, and the Z Fighters are now heading their way towards Namek. Goku does not do gravity training here, but he does do some mental training with Krillin and Gohan to help them get stronger and also to improve his own skills. Now, heading to Namek, Vegeta and Nappa would have arrived. Now, Nappa was originally dead in this part. It was originally just Vegeta running around doing his normal thing. What I think could happen here is when Vegeta originally he attacked Kui first, and I think that would happen. I think Vegeta would still kill him. When Dodoria shows up, I think Vegeta would again attack him. And we all know what happens. Vegeta was a menace during this time. He would have overwhelmed them both and defeated them. This is when we would also have Vegeta kill Namekians as he was trying to search for the Dragon Balls. As well, he's going to use this wish to basically wish for immortality, and Nappa was going to help him. Now we would also have Zarbon still arrive, and although Nappa has a power level of around 10 to 12,000, unfortunately that is not enough to match the likes of Zarbon. I don't think Zarbon would kill Vegeta or Nappa. What I do think what would happen is Vegeta would overwhelm Zarbon initially. And with Nappa teaming up, it's a bit of a closer battle. But Zarbon would then transform into his monster state, and he would overwhelm Vegeta and Nappa, severely wounding them, but they're alive. He would just take both of them back to Frieza's ship as they still need use for him. But what Zarbon fails to realize is when a Saiyan is severely injured, they do get much stronger. They get a big Zenkai boost. And I do think this would happen. I think Nappa would be more wounded than even Vegeta was. I think Vegeta would be not as beaten up. Nappa would have gotten more of the blunt force of it, nearly dying. Because of the fact that Nappa's more hot-headed. He's more willing to kind of go for it and not give up. I mean, even when Vegeta knew he was overwhelmed. I think that Zarbon would not be as nice towards Nappa, because Nappa was weaker than him. But Nappa would also get a big Zenkai. What would happen here is when they both recover, it'll be the same time. Vegeta's power level went up to around 30,000 plus. Nappa, I think, would have a big power jump as well, a huge one. I think that Nappa, in my personal opinion, would have a power level of well over 25,000. He's caught up to Vegeta. Vegeta is still stronger than him. Remember, by this point, if you have a power level of 1,000, 2,000 higher, you can kind of toss them around and overwhelm them. So Vegeta is still stronger than Nappa. And Nappa's too loyal to Vegeta to try and overthrow him anyway. Even if he was stronger, it wouldn't have mattered. Now, Zarbon quickly realizes that he cannot match the power of Vegeta and Nappa. They would overwhelm him and defeat him. Vegeta would also use this to also free out the Dragon Balls. This is where I think we would see a pretty cool battle. But I think what would happen here is Vegeta would distract Frieza and them by securing the Dragon Balls. He would throw them away. Nappa would also distract them as well by firing his own Ki Blast. Zarbon would then chase after Nappa. Now, when Nappa does meet up with Zarbon, he wants to have a rematch with him. And Zarbon goes into his monstrous form, which his monstrous form we know is around 25 to 28,000, and it'll be pretty similar with Nappa. But now, you need to realize though, Vegeta and Nappa, they're holding back. Yes, remember, they've learned to conceal their power level. And Vegeta's power level is much higher than 30,000, as he got beat up by Goku severely, and the Zenkai that he got from Zarbon is even worse, because they fought for a longer time. Vegeta was more wounded than before. Nappa was severely wounded, but he was alive. He was right on death's door. Nappa would then begin to power up, and his power level jumped from 25,000 to 30,000, which is overwhelming Zarbon. Nappa would get his revenge and kill Zarbon himself. Vegeta's power level is around 35,000, which is around the same as he was when he fought Raccoon. It was around 30,000 or so. So Vegeta is slightly stronger. He'll fare a little bit better against Raccoon when the time does come. Now, Goku and the others have arrived. And I'm minded with Goku's power level. Goku's absurdly strong. Even the Great Ape State cannot match his power, as Goku's gotten much stronger since then as well, over the past few weeks of training. What's been going on for Namek? Well, the first thing that Goku and them would do is they would still see Dende and them being attacked by Frieza. This is where I would see Gohan probably rush out and hit them away. Now, I know I've been talking about Vegeta and Nappa a little bit, but I don't think that Dodoria and Zarbon would have been killed by Goku, and I think this is when Goku would have met Frieza for the first time. What I think would happen here is Frieza would fight Goku. And Frieza, I guess, unfortunately, Frieza's too powerful. Even if you want to argue if Goku got so much stronger, that, oh, could he fight Frieza in his first form? Maybe, but probably not. Frieza's just too powerful. He would overwhelm Goku and severely wound him, but with the help of Krillin blinding Frieza, they'll be able to escape with Dende. Now, Dende would be able to heal Goku once when they arrive at Elder Guru's place. Now, Elder Guru recognizes Goku to a degree. He has foreseen this happening. He knew that Goku was special. He would then put his hand on Goku's head and read his memories, and he knows that Goku is half Namekian, which surprises Goku. How is this possible? And this could go down either path, as I originally said in the first part. Goku maybe got help from the Namekians, or Bardock wished for Goku to get help, and that's how he got the Namekian power, or his DNA was given from a Namekian. Either way, he's special. Now, we would then have Elder Guru tell Goku that, well, I can help you unlock your latent potential. I can sense it within you. Your Saiyan power, mixing with the Namekian clan magic, can make for a truly incredible unlock of power. Now, Goku doesn't know what he means, and Elder Guru states that, well, you can transform into a Super Saiyan. And Goku doesn't know what a Super Saiyan is. Elder Guru says, but it's not normal. It's in our Namekian books that we have of history, but this transformation is different. It's a Super Saiyan mixed with the magical powers of a Namekian. It's something different. It's something special, unique. Maybe it's Super Saiyan Unlocked or Unleashed. Super Saiyan Unleashed, potentially. As then, Goku would then look to Elder Guru and says, well, how do I unlock this power? And he says, you already could have turned into a Super Saiyan with how high your S cells are. As remember, Elder Guru can sense it. He explains that you need intense rage, but since you're half Namekian, you need to fuse with a older Elder Namekian to unlock the magical properties to use the form. Goku already has the one half ready. He does have his Saiyan half ready to turn Super Saiyan. He just needs the Namekian half to help mix together to unlock this special power and to unlock this form. And Goku says, with this form, will I be able to beat Frieza? And he says, absolutely. You will have a power unlike anything you've ever seen. And so Elder Guru would then put his hand on Goku's head and unlock his potential. Same with Krillin, Gohan, and the others. He would then explain to Nail that Dende will have to be the next one to watch over the Dragon Balls for the time being, as he would then look to Goku and explain that I will fuse with you. Now, this shocks everybody, as Elder Guru would then put his hand on Dende's head and he would transfer his essence over to Dende, so Dende is now the carrier of the Dragon Balls. If Dende dies, then, well, the Dragon Balls are gone. Now, we know, is this technically possible? Realistically, not really, but I don't see why it couldn't be. Why not? Since Dende can make his own Dragon Balls, it would be really cool for Elder Guru to pass his essence on to Dende. Elder Guru explains that while I'm not the strongest physically, but Namekian fusion unlocks power like you've never seen before. And you will also unlock the power that you need to defeat Frieza. And he explains that with this, you will honor me and my people by defeating Frieza, but also you will be a light in the universe that no one will be able to defeat. And so, Goku would then take Elder Guru's hand, as they would then fuse. As then a bright light would then explode. Similar to how when Goku turned Super Saiyan 4, the bright beam of light surrounded almost the whole planet, as the living Namekians who are alive watch in awe, as Goku has transformed. Goku is different. Goku's hair was standing up in a weirdish way, not fully straight, but almost there, and it was orange. He also has orange-reddish eyes. And on his back, he has the symbol on his back, similar to how Piccolo does, that's glowing. Goku's tail is also orange as well, and the fiery orange yellowish aura was then around Goku. Goku's power was like anything anyone has ever seen. Now, how strong is this form? Well, this form is an homage to Super Saiyan and also mixing in Piccolo's orange form just for looks, just because it looks really cool. Goku was also bulkier in size. He also gained a few inches in height. Goku was originally around 5'9". Now he's around 6'5", so he's a lot taller, And he also got bigger muscle mass, where he basically looks like he did when he fought Frieza at the end of Planet Namek's destruction, where he was super jacked and big. That's what he looks like. And it's really cool looking. So Goku's a monster. Now, Goku's power. How strong is Goku? Well, if Elder Guru unlocked his inner potential, Goku had so much inner power within him, and with Elder Guru fusing with him, Goku has a new level of power that people are not ready for. Now, how strong is Goku? The end result. Goku in this form, his power level is equal to that of, I would say, around 300 million. 350 to 400 million. Which is equal to pretty much the androids from this timeline. Which shows you how strong Goku is. These are the same androids that can also defeat Frieza with absolute ease. So we would then have Goku, as he would look to his friends and smile at them, he explains that he'll go handle Frieza, and this is when Goku would then take his leave to go after them. Now Frieza, also seeing all this chaos that's going on, the Ginyu Force has arrived. Vegeta and Nappa have actually been fighting them, but they then stopped in their tracks as they were fighting Raccoon, as they felt the massive amount of power, and they saw the beam of light appear, and Vegeta's eyes were boggling. Who was that? What was that power? Is it Kakarot? But it doesn't sense like Kakarot anymore. It senses like a new being. As then Goku would suddenly appear next to Vegeta and Nappa, shocking them as they think he's a Super Saiyan. Look at him. As Goku would have easily defeated Raccoon, Jace, Burger, and Guldo. Everybody at the same time. Even Guldo's time freeze didn't work, as Goku just caught him off guard and fired a ki blast without Guldo knowing, and he would have died. Goku would also fight Captain Ginyu, who would try to use the Change Now technique on Goku, but it didn't work. Goku overwhelmed him and defeated him. This is when Frieza would finally make his appearance, and Goku says that he apologizes for their last match, but now he's ready to fight again. Frieza's terrified because it's a Super Saiyan, but he can't sense energy, so he thinks he might be able to beat him, maybe. He would then fight him in his first form. That does not work out very well. His punches do zero effect. Frieza would of course try more, as Frieza would try to charge up his energy and go into his second form. Now we all know how this works out for Frieza. Even with his second form, it has no chance against Goku. Goku is easily overwhelming Frieza, and Frieza has no chance. Frieza would then have no other choice but to go into his final form, and with his final form, he would start his assault on Goku, trying to beat him with everything that he has. But unfortunately for Frieza, Frieza has no chance. Goku was even getting bored. Now Frieza was getting desperate. Frieza would try to blow up the planet by firing a ki blast down, but it didn't work. Goku would have stopped it. Goku would tell Frieza to go 100%. He wants to face Frieza at his best. So that's what Frieza would do, going 100%. Unfortunately, his punches do no effect. Goku's literally nearly 4 times the strength of him, and Goku would overwhelm Frieza. Goku would not waste any time, but he would spare Frieza, but Frieza was severely wounded, back down to his final form, as he was missing some of his limbs, as Goku would spare Frieza and tell him just to get out of here and to never return. This is when I think we would see Vegeta kill Frieza. He would fire a ki blast and get rid of Frieza's head, killing him, which Goku was mad at Vegeta, but Vegeta explains that Frieza deserves zero mercy. He is pure evil. And so since that Frieza was killed, now what? What are the Z Fighters going to do? Well, Dende is technically the holder of the new Namekian Dragon Balls, so technically he can just summon Porunga, and Vegeta wouldn't try his wish as Goku's there, but they would then wish Piccolo back and all the others that were killed by Frieza and more, and things were brought back to normal. Now, of course, Goku would then even offer Dende if he does want to come back to Earth as well, but we'll worry about that later because that's a later arc. Now, would Goku go to Planet Yardrat? Realistically, no, because he doesn't really need it. Now, since he did fuse with Elder Guru, he has all the Namekian history and knowledge stored within his memory. He knows a lot of stuff. He even knows about the Super Saiyan God, because it's in the Namekian book. And Elder Guru knows it because he's the one who wrote the book. So Goku knows a lot of things. He knows about Beerus, he knows about a lot of stuff. He doesn't really say it, but he knows a lot. He's way more mature acting for his age, having been fused with a Namekian that's thousands of years old. And so Goku and his friends would then all head back to Earth. And Vegeta and Nappa, what would they do? I think that Vegeta and them would then follow Goku. Vegeta wants to learn how to become a Super Saiyan, and that's why he will then find Goku and figure out how he can do it. If a low class can turn into a Super Saiyan, then he can do it. And Nappa would, of course, follow Vegeta because, again, Nappa, of course, follows anybody. And now that they have finally arrived back on Earth, peace was finally restored for the next few years. I think Vegeta would have a romance with Bulma. That would go the same. Nappa, of course, would still hang around Capsule Corp, and he's still loyal to Vegeta, as Bulma would kind of have him as more like a bodyguard-ish in a way. But I think they would kind of settle down a little bit. But now, what about the rest of the arc? Well, Trunks would still arrive from the future timeline. Trunks would be shocked to see that things are a little bit different. He doesn't remember Goku being here early, nor does he remember things being this way. Who's this guy? He doesn't know who Nappa is at all, and that's just weird. But he would still have an interaction with Goku. I think the Z Fighters would all be there to see the interaction. Trunks would go Super Saiyan, surprising everybody. Goku would then go into his own version of Super Saiyan Unleashed, and it would shock Trunks with how different his form is. And the power that Goku had was unlike anything Trunks has ever seen. Trunks knew that Goku can easily beat the androids. As Trunks wonders, did him going back in time really change this much? But I guess it's a good thing, I guess, because the androids are going to be no match for Goku's strength. This is incredible. But then he would still give Goku the heart virus medicine because, again, Goku had the heart virus and died originally. He would explain that in 3 years' time, the androids will arrive at this location and at this place. And Goku would agree, and Trunks would then go back to his timeline, and he said that he will join them when the time is right. So, since that was all said and done, the Z Fighters would begin training for the next 3 years. Now, Vegeta would then fly off into space on his own privately, as Nappa would just kind of hang around. I think Nappa would actually hang around the other Z Fighters, such as Piccolo, Goku, and the others, so he can get stronger as well. Now, Vegeta had to go on his own little journey to find out who he was, basically just to kind of, do his thing. We all know that he unlocked Super Saiyan. And I think with Goku helping out Nappa, wouldn't Nappa be able to go into a Super Saiyan? I highly doubt. Now, I think Nappa is super close, but I don't think Nappa's there just yet to turn into a Super Saiyan. But he is really close. Goku does teach Nappa how to use the Kaioken technique for the time being, and it does actually work. Although he can only use ×2 to ×3. You can't go that high. And now, he would also unlock their potentials. Remember, since he fused with Elder Guru had the ability to unlock one's potential. He would do this for Piccolo, he would do this for Nappa, and he would do it for all the other Z Fighters, making them all a lot stronger than the original, at least twice the strength. So when the time does come around, when the androids do arrive, Goku would still square up against Dr. Gero and Android 19. Now, Goku would transform, but we know that Goku would start having the issues of the heart virus. But what would happen? Would Goku still get it, technically? I think yes. I still think that the heart virus is still potent enough to attack Goku. I know that Goku does have a healing factor, and you could argue that, well, could he technically just heal himself? Or maybe since he's half Namekian, it's not as severe. This is what I think what would happen. I still think that the heart virus would still attack Goku, and it would still hurt him, and Goku's still ill. I don't think that it would be deadly, though. I still think that Goku would, if he never had the medicine, Goku would still be out of commission for at least a week or two, but his natural Namekian cells would actually fight back the heart virus, and Goku would have survived. So no matter what, he would have been fine. It's just the medicine will speed up the process by multiple weeks, so Goku will heal within a few days. And that's basically my theory for it, but I still think it will still affect him. It's just his natural Namekian healing would fight back against the heart virus better than normal, and Goku would be fine. But now carrying on, what now? Well, Goku would still succumb to the heart virus. He would have to be pulled away by Yamcha and the others, taking him away. This is when I think we would see either Vegeta show up, like he originally does, and he would attack Android 19, overwhelming him, the fact that he has Super Saiyan, and Dr. Gero would still be able to escape. He would still be able to flee and activate the androids. Now, with 16, 17, and 18 activated, they would have killed Dr. Gero. These androids are different. Major Dragon, how are they different? You'll see shortly. You see now, when Vegeta goes to fight the androids, they're a bit more powerful than the original, but that's not what makes them so dangerous. When Vegeta goes to battle one of them, he would use his final attack, the Final Flash, which Android 18 would basically tank it head on. He would see that Android 18 does have a small scratch on her face. It was a small little gash, a wound. Vegeta would then laugh and state that that's a bad look for a woman. She would then smirk and state how much of a weak fool he was, as then her wound would instantly heal. These androids have the healing properties of a Namekian because it's from Goku. He was born that way. Now, the regeneration, I'm going to be honest with you, is not the same as Cell's. Cell's regeneration is way better. He can regenerate from a single cell itself because he's Cell. That's a lot of cells, isn't it? But these androids can regenerate bad wounds and reverse limbs and more, which is really bad. That also, on top of the fact that they're near infinite stamina and energy, they're a force to be reckoned with. They would overwhelm Vegeta, breaking both of his arms. Nappa would have been overwhelmed. Then this is when we would see everyone else get overwhelmed. Piccolo would be a different story. Now, we know that Piccolo knows that he needs to go fuse with Kami. He knows that they need to. They don't have a choice. So he would go fuse with Kami, becoming stronger. And on top of the fact that he has potential unlocked, he is a lot stronger than Android 17 by this point. He's actually matching that of First Form Cell and Android 16. And so with this power, he would overwhelm Android 17. But the problem is he keeps on regenerating and Piccolo. So any damage that Piccolo does, which he badly wounds him, punching holes in him, punching off limbs or more, 17 just keeps on regenerating. And he keeps coming at Piccolo full speed, not even seeming to tire. While Piccolo, he's starting to lose energy and he's starting to get tired. Now, when Cell does show up, Piccolo is still exhausted, so Cell would have easily overwhelmed him. 16, again, is actually a little bit stronger than the original, so he'd be able to hold off First Form Cell. Now, I think Cell would still trick Android 17, and he would absorb him. Cell would then go into his second form. His second form's pretty much the same. It wouldn't make too much sense to change it, but it's roughly the same. It wouldn't make much sense to change Cell's power. As now, because of that, then he would look to absorb Android 18 as she's next. But 16 would then jump in, but he was overwhelmed by Cell. He was too strong. Tien would then hold Cell back, giving 18 and 16 enough time to run away to one of the fleeing islands. As then Cell would then begin screaming, trying to find them. We would then have Vegeta finally step out of the Room of Spirit and Time, as Vegeta would not have trained with Trunks this time. I think what would happen is Vegeta would train with Nappa. And Nappa would be pushed past his limits, but I think Nappa would then unlock Super Saiyan and more. And so, with him and Vegeta, since they know each other longer than Vegeta and Trunks, so Vegeta would push Nappa near death. That's what they need to do, is abuse their Zenkais. So, when Nappa and Vegeta do step out, Nappa's wearing the Saiyan armor, same with Vegeta, they would then all step up and go fight Cell. Now, of course, Nappa was itching to fight Cell, as Vegeta would, of course, step up, going into Ascended Super Saiyan, and he would overwhelm Second Form Cell. Now, when Cell, of course, is overwhelming Vegeta, we would then have Cell trick Vegeta. Now, originally, Cell overwhelmed Vegeta because he went into his final form. Vegeta had no chance. But I think what would happen here is I don't think Nappa would try to stop Vegeta like how Trunks did. Nappa's just as much of an idiot hothead as Vegeta acted, so he's interested to see. As he's confident, he thinks that even if Vegeta does get overwhelmed, they'll tag team Cell and they'll beat him, so it's fine. That was a terrible mistake, as Vegeta would allow Android 18 to be absorbed, and now Cell is in his final form, aka Perfect Cell. And with Perfect Cell, what are they going to do? Even though Vegeta was overwhelmed in his Ascended Super Saiyan form, Nappa would even have his own Ascended Super Saiyan form, bulking in size a bit more after turning Super Saiyan. Even both of them teaming up, it would not matter to Cell. Cell was toying with him, he was just warming up, getting used to his new body. Even though Vegeta tried using his final flash, and Nappa tried his own attack, which is a massive mouth beam, it didn't do any effect on Cell. It did blow his arm off, but he quickly regenerated, saying that he has the androids and Piccolo and Goku cells. He can regenerate instantly. Cell would overwhelm both of them, and he was practically bored. This is when I think Nappa would then impress Cell. What would happen here is Nappa would then go further. Now, this is because out of desperation, because he has no other choice. Nappa would then go into his third grade Super Saiyan, being huge in bulkiness, being like Broly size, by the way. And even though he is incredibly slow, he was able to match Cell in strength. way more than even Trunks did, because Nappa's physically way stronger than Trunks, as look at their physiques. And Cell was amazed by Nappa's strength. Nappa would even be able to hold Cell and grapple him and crush Cell between him, breaking his spine, but Cell would just recover instantly. Cell was just too fast for Nappa and just as strong, so he would overwhelm him and defeat him. But Cell was very impressed. He wants to fight that again. And he explains, if I give y'all some time, can y'all get stronger show-wise and plot-wise? Oh, that's great. Okay. So he spares them, and he would then make up the Cell games. They have around 11 days to train. And this is when Goku would then step up with Gohan, and he would then step into the Room of Spirit and Time. This is where I think Vegeta would step back in as well, and he would also step in with Trunks this time. And Trunks would also get his time to shine, and he would also get stronger as well. Now, Nappa, would he really step in? I don't really think so. Piccolo would, of course, step in on his own term. Same with the Earthlings. As Goku inside the Room of Spirit and Time with Gohan, he would help Gohan unlock Super Saiyan, learn how to master it as he mastered his own form, and they begin training together. Since Goku is so much stronger than the original, Gohan is being pushed even further. And Gohan's potential is roughly even a little bit higher because of the Namekian genes. So Gohan is incredibly strong. I will say this though, his Super Saiyan is the same. It's not really going to change too much. Maybe his later forms might be different. We shall see. But Goku inside the Room of Spirit and Time saw something. He saw Gohan's hidden power when Gohan transformed. Goku again, he unlocked Gohan's inner potential before. Gohan knows that he has some power within him. Goku saw it for a brief moment. He saw a sparkle of electricity, and Gohan's hair color changed into something that I don't think you guys are ready to see yet. But now, Goku, they're more than ready to go fight Cell, by the way, but Goku's natural potential, even higher than before, training with Gohan in the Room of Spirit and Time, Goku is more than ready. But now, they would then all meet up for the Cell games. Now, Goku would of course step up first and battle Cell. Goku, albeit he's so strong, he would actually be equal to Cell at his full power, which is way stronger. His Cell was way stronger than even they were. They shocked him when he went full power. This is not Super Perfect, this is normal perfect Cell. Goku was a match for him. But Goku would then give up. As he explains that he gave Cell everything he had, but in the end Cell would just outlast Goku. And he would then send Gohan up, because he knows that Gohan has his inner potential. Gohan goes to fight Cell, but he doesn't have that nature. He's not a fighter. He's just a boy. He's not a fighter. He has the human side to him as well. Even Piccolo would say so. And it would take a lot, as Cell would be able to match Gohan. Gohan is slightly stronger than even his father, but Cell had, of course, the same nature. Gohan just lost the will to fight, and he was overwhelmed by Cell. And Cell would even give birth to the Cell Juniors, and the Cell Juniors would then wreak havoc. Cell knows that Gohan has a hidden power, and he wants to see it. The Saiyan genes are taking over. He would then torture Gohan's friends and his family, and it would nearly push Gohan over the edge as Gohan was beginning to change. Something was changing in Gohan. As they saw it, his hair was glowing. Something was changing. But he just needs one final push. This is when Android 16 would blow himself up, but Cell survived it. This is when Herculean threw the head, and 16 told Gohan to let it go. It's okay. It's okay to fight for things that you love. And Cell would then kill 16, and it would finally send Gohan over the edge. Gohan has ascended to a new level, something that no one has ever seen before. Gohan has activated the Namekian magic that is within him. But this magic is different. There's something more evil. If you guys remember, the Namekian clans, they have their magical abilities. But there is something called evil Namekians. These Namekians have a dark power. And they are naturally stronger than the light power, which is what Goku uses with the Super Saiyan form. But Gohan is able to activate this magic and have a new power that they've never seen before. Gohan's hair was now standing up like a Super Saiyan 2, and his hair was now a purplish color, with red and black lightning shooting around his body. Gohan's eyes were pitch black with red glowing pupils. Gohan was something else. His rage unlocked a dark power as Goku was unsure of what Gohan has become. Cell was in shock as Gohan would then fly in and waste no time on Cell. He was showing him no mercy. He was a beast. Cell had no chance against this version of Gohan. The strength that this version of Gohan had was beyond anything that anyone's ever seen. How strong? He rivals and surpasses that of Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku when they fought Buu. He rivals that of Fat Buu when he fought Vegeta, which is absurd. Gohan would not show any mercy. He would have easily killed the Cell Juniors within a single strike, getting the bag of sensu beans, giving it to the rest of the Z Fighters. So Gohan is still in there, and he has somewhat control over it. His rage and power is aimed at one being only, Cell. Cell is getting desperate. Cell charges his final attack as nothing else is working on Gohan. He would then fire his full power Kamehameha right at Gohan. Gohan would then put his hand out, and he would then yell out Kamehameha as well. It would clash with Cell's attack, easily overwhelming it, and it would engulf Cell. And Cell was completely incinerated. Cell had zero chance. Gohan would then revert back to normal, and he would then fall unconscious, as everybody was relieved that the battle was now over. But now that peace was finally restored, this of course changes up the story slightly. Goku's not dead, which means he doesn't go to the other world and learn about the fusion dance or more. But he is alive. So for the next 7 years, Gohan would not be a slouch. Goku, with the help of Piccolo and the others, would help Gohan master that power that he has and keep his training up. Goku would even learn how to find a power similar to that. As for Piccolo, this also makes Piccolo question that maybe he needs to also find power like that too. If Goku has Namekian blood within him, maybe Piccolo can have a power like that too one day. Vegeta also having Goku around, he can fight him whenever he wants. He's not as spiteful and crazy. Him and Nappa actually settled down. Nappa, of course, is not with anybody, but he does find peace at the Capsule Corp. He's kind of like a bodyguard, and he travels around. Vegeta, of course, is happy with Bulma. They have their child Trunks, and everything is peaceful. Trunks also does return to his timeline. He easily defeats the androids because he has stronger people that he trained with, overwhelmed the androids, and also killed Cell, saving his timeline as well. And peace was finally restored. As years later, all the Z Fighters would then meet up for the World Martial Arts Tournament. Now, Gohan has started high school. That's where he would still meet Videl. He would still be the Golden Warrior, and Gohan would still become the Great Saiyaman. And peace was finally brought to Earth until, when they were at the World Tournament, they meet a strange being who would then ask Goku and his friends for assistance to defeat a powerful foe named Majin Buu. And that is it for this. What if you guys? Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about part 2 and Gohan having a special form. I would like to call it Demon Super Saiyan or Demon King Gohan, where Gohan unlocks evil Namekian magic and he uses the power of a Demon King. Now, let me know what you guys think down below. I really do appreciate it. Use hashtag DragonForce if you watched it all the way through. I appreciate all the support. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.